India, country of booming economy and population, and a huge pool of IT talent. That's why we, the Pioneer Garage, decided to go to Startup Tour 2017 to India's Silicon Valley, Bangalore, and Pune and Mumbai. In several meetings with Indian startups and incubators, we wanted to know, is India still the IT services supplier of the world, or are they working on their own new technology?
It earlier came into services because the cost of labor was cheap. You could get a lot of things done in India. English is a very neutral language here. The time zone, everything. There are a lot of factors that led to IT services in India. But now with the standard of living and everything that has come up, that has changed. Now we're saying, how do we make products in India? How do we make software products in India? Nobody paid attention to that. So that is the start of the wave right now.
And ecosystem like ours are developing now across the country. Previously we were just 7 or 8 incubators like this, and today there are more than 300 incubators across the country, public as well as private.
The journey itself was about working on high technology products. We realized that India was importing a lot of these systems. So how do we sort of find a way of creating a substitute system over here which is completely homegrown?
So we are the first ones to develop and patent an electric propulsion system which works on water as fuel. So you just pour in water. So we don't split hydrogen and oxygen, but we directly ionize it. You make it into a plasma. You confine that plasma and just push it out, which gives you a thrust.
So our vision is we want to revolutionize the global healthcare industry by bringing in these smart disease screening solutions. We believe that there is tremendous amount of data which the healthcare industry has, and that potential is untapped. And all the decisions which are being made on a daily basis by a doctor or a medical expert can be powered by data-driven intelligence.
ಸೀರಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಿರ ನೋಡಲೆ ಬಾರದು ನಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ.
Apart from the products of the startups we met, we were interested in how is it like to be a founder in India.
ಅದೆಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಡ.
Consider doing entrepreneurship itself was a bad idea. It's like really seriously a bad idea.
See, previously what happened is like failure was a taboo. So they were scared that to try something, do a startup and fail in that was not easily acceptable from the family side also. But now even the family, parental support is so much there. If they understand it's okay to fail, you have tried.
A lot of these guys, they struggle, right? There are challenges at every step in terms of funding, in terms of space, in terms of market fit, in terms of finding the first set of customers. What I really like is despite all the odds, and there are a lot of odds, they are at it.
For me, the most impressive thing are the founders that went abroad, for example, to Germany or to the US, and not pursue their own company or the money. They come back to do something social and to bring forward India.
They do understand the need, and more than that is the passion. We have to do something with what we have developed.
A Western country, they have already developed these products using the Western problems in mind. So, now you may say healthcare is same everywhere. Well, it's not. The diseases are different. The infrastructure is different. The financial structure is different. So, because of all these things, the problem we face are entirely different. We wanted to solve the problems of this country.
Rural India has got like ridiculous amount of problems to solve. As I said, there's this 300 million really well-off people in India. So it's not like that's almost the population of the US, right? So whereas the issue is we've got these 800 million who we have to mainstream somehow. Otherwise, the whole growth story is not complete as such. So, okay, you go abroad, you study, you know, you do your master's, PhD. All of us, even I've done my studies in the US. And so but the aim is at some point all this should mean something, right? What can we put here so that they can come out of this? You know?
I mean, India is one of the most exciting startup hotspots in the world because you have an enormous amount of people, 1.3 billion people. And at the same time, good ideas can just bring so much value to the lives of people. While nowadays in the Western world, we see a lot of so-called serial entrepreneurs who chase one idea after the other, we notice that in India, there are more serious entrepreneurs.
The government can have a large impact on startup ecosystems. How does the government support startups in India?
Many things opened up, government support is there, there's a lot of relaxation on the regulations.
After they saw success stories like Flipkart and Ola, where these companies are giving tough competition to Amazon and Ubers of the world. That's when all the state governments are also gearing up and the central government is gearing and they say, okay, fine, we'll give you grants. They're supporting startups. So if you are a very early stage startup, you want to file a patent, they have made the cost almost 1/10 of the previous cost.
And also, if we are registered under Startup India, we don't have to pay taxes for 3 years. And those 3 years, you can decide are which ones in the next 7 years.
There is a bureaucracy which has been built during the independence or during the fight with the British and all that. Right? There are so many bad laws that has been there. So I think the biggest mantra for them is simplify.
You don't have to pay all those taxes. There is only a single tax, which is called as GST tax. No sales tax, no excise tax, nothing. So it's all a unified thing, and the taxes have been reduced. So it will make the markets more organized now.
But on top of all the government support, what about funding opportunities?
The market has not returned sufficient capital back to the investors. Hence, there is a consistent fight to raise more money.
The US has a lot of people who has worked in biotech. They bring their expertise and experience in judging the companies. In India, we don't have a history of companies which have done a lot of products from scratch. So most of the VCs, they are from finance background. Finance guys may understand about money, but they don't understand about technology. There are companies which just deliver food, they get funding.
In India, hardware is a place where people don't invest in much. So all of this that we've achieved is out of very little funding that we received.
Bangalore, Pune and Mumbai all were very interesting cities, but how do their startup ecosystems differ from one another?
Bangalore is the Silicon Valley of India, Pune is the Oxford of the East, Mumbai is the fintech hotspot.
Whenever we need something as simple as a website or as complicated as an AI bot or something of that sort, we always know someone who will know it. Plus, the world is watching Bangalore, so it's a very good place to be in. There are a lot of investors, there are a lot of funding guys.
But if you look at Pune, we hardly have 3 incubators, maybe 4. We don't have a single investor in Pune. Expertise is Enterprise Connects. We have like 2,200 enterprises under our belt.
Bombay is one of the most populated and most big in size. So given they have the most people, our major entertainment industry is also here.
We are lucky that we being in Bombay, getting access to the investor community is easy.
भीगे होठ तेरे प्यासा दिल मेरा लगे
So I'm really fascinated about how much effort the different founders put into their product, how much passion to finally launch the product after several years and without earning a lot of money.
So we founders and the team believed that we will be able to pull this through and build it to the next level. So we worked without salaries for 4 months, 5 months. We didn't lose a single guy. No salaries being paid, and employees borrowed money from families to end up doing all this.
But this is like, we are putting our careers, putting our life, our family life gets affected. So I struggle to pay the college fees of my kid.
But from a co-founder perspective, all three of us, we work Sundays. Only on Sunday, we wrap it up by 5 p.m. So, yeah.
You yourself?
So I work every day. Till 4 a.m. in the morning every day. So I sleep for only 6 hours max. Maybe 4 sometimes. But are you happy? I'm very happy. So I actually trained my aunt and my mom to build the motors.
So it's been an arduous journey for us. It's been a really arduous journey. There are several times in a year when we used to feel that how am I going to pay the next month's salary? How am I going to pay my vendor? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? When you win the actual opportunity, there's no better feeling in this world, I'm telling you. I mean, you just want to go shout out from the highest rooftop.
Astonished by the amount of time most founders put into their startups, we were also interested in how recruiting looks like in such a competitive environment.
Right. In engineering, except for work ethic, we have reduced it down to a science. So we check for 4 key competencies: research skills, comprehension, code, and data structures and problem solving. For that 60, we have screened more than 26,000 resumes.
450 applicants for 3 positions, I think it's crazy.
We go do a demo to prospect, get rejection. We get up the next week, go do another demo. You do another demo. You do some 100 demos, you get rejection, and still to get up and then go do a demo for the 101th person. Getting those kind of people who believe in your dream, who can do the thing without blinking.
At the end of all our meetings, we asked every founder for his or her most memorable moment.
Putting that electricity grid in that village and seeing the smile of those people who had never seen electricity on their face, I was emotionally very, it was very great feeling.
We woke up on a Saturday morning and texted us. It's like, I forgot it's my child's birthday. And for me to get his birthday planned, it's going to take me about 20 hours to do, because she had to go to 15 different places all over town. And so rather than spending all day freaking out, she raised 15 tasks and had her entire kid's birthday planned in an hour. And she felt like Superwoman. She had literally 15 people all over the city doing something like through her little phone. We were able to save her life from being absolute chaos to being like complete success. That's my favorite.
Nobody said that dreams all have to be rosy. There are some nightmares as well. So we have had our share of nightmares, a lot of nightmares. But having said that, when you see something fly, when you see something in somebody else's hands deliver results, help save lives, which are actually our systems are doing on the ground, that's the reward that you're looking for. You're not looking for anything else.
Every time we got funding, it's a memorable moment.
Okay, so since then till now, there has been no memorable yeah, no, actually, because whatever new thing we make, unless and until it won't be seen on a vehicle somewhere, I won't be happy about it.
Very recently, only I was just skateboarding around in the office. I was around 3 p.m. types in afternoon. So I got up to get myself a juice from the fridge.
And then I just turned around, and like that day it just happened to be a full day. Like the sales guys were also in, and I'm like, I just saw like these 25-30 people doing something they like it felt like the engine was running.
So I'll not give you a memorable moment, I'll give you my journey that is much larger in understanding. The value of money has changed. Earlier I used to manage $8 billion and never blinked an eye losing $50 million in a day. Now I manage 300 euros case, and that also worries me. But on a larger thing, every day is a new thing. You learn a lot. You meet different kind of people. You don't represent something, you represent yourself. You became much more holistic in taking a view on a particular situations. You actually see that you are adding a value to the economy. You are actually seeing that there is a direct impact happening to the consumers. There is a real need you are solving. So you feel more satisfied with the overall approach.
Apart from all the inspiration and passion, some Indian startups also impressed us with their entrepreneurship approach. So at the end of this video, we want to share with you the story of a startup that truly shows us what these days often is referred to as being disruptive.
So we started looking into opportunities in 2015. Healthcare industry got our attention because of 3 reasons. One is healthcare had tremendous amount of data, and especially in form of images and videos, and nobody was doing much about it. Second thing is Google acquired DeepMind in 2014, which also highlighted that the industry is gearing towards healthcare. So after looking at all this and the social impact opportunity which was there, we said, okay fine, although we have zero experience in healthcare, let's take a plunge. In India, there are 200,000 labs and collection centers, and there are only 19,000 pathologists. So 19,000 pathologists are serving 200,000 labs and collection centers. Industry is heavily underserved. Second is associated with the first problem itself. The outcome of analysis of any test in a medical lab is a function of medical expert skill set, experience, and even the state of mind. So this is what we are trying to solve: the variability, inefficiency, and inaccuracy which exists in the reporting, especially the manual reporting. Third is the technical problem. I'm sure all of you are using a smartphone. So whenever Android or iOS, they make an upgrade, you get it as a one-time update in your phone, right? Interestingly, it doesn't work the same way in healthcare industry. So although a lot of advancements are happening, but in order to adopt any advanced or new feature, the lab and hospital, they have to throw away their existing device and buy a new device. Secondly, these devices, they don't support remote diagnosis because the intelligence, everything lies in a box. So if I'm a doctor, if I'm sitting in a tier 1 city, I can't remotely diagnose a patient in a tier 2 city. And third is they are extremely expensive. So before I get into it, how it works, let me try to recall, how the blood test is being done. I'm sure all of you would have undergone a CBC test, right? So what happens, you go to a lab, you give a sample of blood. There will be a technician or a phlebotomist who will draw blood from your veins. They will mix a chemical in that blood, and they will pass it through a device which is called a hematology analyzer. This device works on a concept of fluorescent flow cytometry. So basically what it will do, it will pass UV light into this blood mixture, and that will generate a scatter plot. On the basis of the scatter plot, they will differentiate between various kinds of cells and they will count it. This is how the current device works. This device gives you a report, and if you remember your blood report, it will have 2 different kind of numbers. One will be a reference range, another is a reported number. If everything is in the reference range, then everything is normal. If anything is not in the reference range, then they will put a star mark or they will put it in bold. This is how the test happens. If this device flags anything as a star mark or put anything in bold, then a pathologist creates a slide and reviews it under a microscope to confirm the abnormality. This means a technician, these hematology analyzers, the microscope, the blood slide, and the doctor, they have to be co-located for the reporting to happen. But typically they are not co-located. That's the reason you get a blood report, either 4 hours, 24 hours, but you don't get it in an hour. So when we started looking at an AI-based solution for blood, and we started asking lab and hospital to give us data, they gave data in that form, a physical slide. They said this is the data which we have. So because pathology industry is not digitized, so you can't expect hematology digitized slide available with us. So they gave us this data. So all the three co-founders, we are comp science graduates, so we have no clue about how a medical device works. So we said, okay, fine, let's come up with a smart solution which can enable us to digitize this slide.
Sigtuple came up with the idea to fit a cell phone camera onto the binocular eyepiece of a standard light microscope. The microscope moves automatically, allowing the cell phone camera to take optimal footage of the blood sample.
This is how we converted a normal light microscope into a digital scanner. So now when a technician, after he has prepared the slide, he places this slide on the microscope and presses the auto scan button on the mobile phone app. After this device has digitized the slide, then it is pushed onto our cloud-based homegrown AI platform, which has various kinds of AI models. There are two different kinds of AI models which we train. One is the deep learned models, another is the statistical model. Now why two? Because deep learned models are used to classify different kinds of cells in your blood, for example red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells and their subclasses. And statistical model enables you to use this classification and convert them into metrics. Because at the end of the day, doctor would like to see metrics. Or what is the number, what is the reference rate, right? This report is made available on the cloud to a pathologist sitting anywhere in the globe. This means the patient and the pathologist, they need not be co-located. And the reporting can happen in less than 10 minutes time. Last but not the least, the same device can be used for multiple tests. We have chosen a focus area for ourselves. We are looking at the bottommost layer of healthcare pyramid where the common disease screening test lies. So what we have done, we have taken a platform-centric approach. So the core product of the company is a continuous learning cloud-based AI platform, which we have named Manthana. This platform has defined the flows which enables smaller groups to work on multiple solutions in parallel. So for example, a small group of data scientists, they are working on urine. Other small group is working on blood. The flow remains same. The data changes, the annotation changes, the network for deep learning models, they change, the statistical model change, but the flow remains same. Second thing is, if we have to add any new feature, I have to only upgrade the model in the cloud. Just to take an example, we are working on malaria parasite detection. So tomorrow if I have to start giving this feature, I will upgrade the cloud, and next day onwards all the devices which are integrated with our cloud will have a flag for malaria detection. So I don't need to ask the labs to change their hardware in order to get the new feature. So we are trying to come up with a technology which enables lab and hospital to adopt technology and scale, which is not there in the current ecosystem.
Now, after having such a great tour, we'd like to say a couple of big thank yous. First of all, thanks to all the founders we've met for taking the time to answer our questions. Second, thanks to KIT Innovation and Relation Management and the Wirtschaftsförderung Karlsruhe for financially enabling us this great trip. And last but not least, thank you to Pionier Garage.
जैसे हिलती है वैसे मत हिला कर लगे मुझे रहेगी रब से मिला कर बारी तेरी हार देना चंचला फर तेरी माँ ने तुझे बड़ा किया क्या खिला कर रुक जाए दिल when you get down low कर लो रहम थोड़ा मेरी मानो ऐसे मेरी जान ना मेरी जान लो ऐसे मेरी जान ना मेरी जान लो ढूंढा बट कोई ना निकली कमी पैरों के नीचे से निकली जमी बंद भी करो अब करना यू टीज हाथों को छोड़ के कहता हूँ प्लीज थोड़ा कर लो रहम कर लो रहम 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 थोड़ा कर लो कि कहता हूँ प्लीज लो रहम थोड़ा कर लो रहम कर लो रहम थोड़ा